How's it going, guys? It's Jack Bing here, and today I am going to show you guys how to create the 3D text effect, probably exactly like the one that'll end up in the thumbnail. I've seen a few kind of tutorials on how to make similar kind of ones, but none that I thought were really effective, and some of them super complicated. So hopefully this is easy for you guys to do and we can get it done pretty quick. Let's get into it. Okay, so I have found these examples here on Pinterest, and basically it's just this 3D effect where the kind of 3D-ness of it is just like really elongated down out of the frame, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. And yeah, I actually have never done this before, but from looking at it, I understand in principle how to make it work. I want to show you guys how to actually do it in principle, and then we'll kind of time lapse it. I'll just neaten it up and then create something that you understand how to do. And then you guys, as always, you just mess around with it yourself, because that's the best way to learn, is to, listen to how to actually do it the way I explain it, and then you just get in and try different things and try and make it work in different ways, okay? All right, so let's get rid of these. We don't need them. We need some text, because I never really know what to write. I'm just going to go with subscribe to Jack Bing. Okay. That looks good to me. What we're going to do in this case, we're going to have the 3D going kind of to the left side. So I'm going to go right. And I think that's probably important to some extent. It probably makes it look a little bit more effective. I'm just going to fix up the spacing here a little bit. I want it to be nice and tight. So I think that's good. I think let's just run with that. Let's go a bit bigger, just to kind of, just to make it really clear what's happening here. All right, there it is. So we've got our text, right? That's going to be our text, and our text is going to end up, as you see in these examples, the text is actually going to end up being the same color as the background. This one's different, but again, it's going to be something that you guys can change yourself really easily. So let's get a nice colored background here. Let's end up with, let's go with a yellow background, just like that. Yep. And for now, just so that you can see, I'm going to make my text black, so it stands out. And let's get going on the 3D effect. So what you're going to do to start off with is just create a fairly large rectangle. Now I'm going to start it from the top here, and basically let's just go with like maybe that big. Okay, and now we can change this rectangle to the color that we want that 3D background to be. So I'm going to go with this red color. Actually, I'm going to go with this pink color that's here. That'll look super cool when it's done. I'll put it underneath the text. Okay, so you can kind of see that we're building this like 3D box around what we're doing, okay? The way this works is actually going to be pretty simple. All I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this side here, holding Command. See how it changes to the down arrows like that? I'm going to drag it down like this to whatever my kind of desired angle is. So let's just make it like, I don't know, like this, okay? And that to me is a bulk of what the work is actually going to be. You can see that E's kind of got that 3D effect there. So what I'll do is we'll time lapse this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Command J to make copies of this, just like this. And I'm just going to put it off the back of every one of these letters, just like that, okay? All right, time lapse, go. Okay, so this is kind of step one done. You can see what we're kind of doing here. It's starting to get a little bit of shape and it's starting to look good. Now you'll see there's a few bits that don't really make sense. So same as what we just did, I'm just going to keep Control-Jing that and just fill in these gaps. So a good example is off this U here. We obviously need that angle to come down here as well. And off the S, just even in filling that little gap in there. So I'm just going to work my way back through and fill in all those gaps where we need them. All right, so there we go. We've done the subscribe. You can see the effect definitely starting to take place now. Interestingly, the Jack Bing part, except for the G here, it's actually just going to all end up being, I mean, we can probably do a tiny bit on the T here just to really make that work. But most of it is actually not going to require any of this kind of 3D effect. So that's actually really awesome that we don't need to worry about it there. And just remember as well, we've got it black for now, but what we're actually going to end up doing is changing it to yellow. So if we have a look here, just like that, it's going to end up looking like the background, okay? So let's leave that off for now. But what we're going to do now is we're going to make another copy of that kind of rectangle that we've got there. And I always just use Command J as the fastest way to go. Now, if I just hold Option, we're going to make this one nice and small. And this one's going to be like our little kind of editing one where we can fix up these little tricky bits on the end here. So if I just zoom right in here on the E, we'll basically make it the same size as these shapes. And the angle, the good thing about using the Option key, holding the Option key when you make it smaller, is the angle actually won't change even though it gets a lot smaller. So if I just basically get this up here like this, you can see that we've filled in that space there. That's a really important part to get that right. So there it is. I'll get that back. And this won't take long, but we'll time lapse this too because all I'm doing is copying it into its position. I think that's pretty much it. Let's fix up this G just like we did with the E. There it is. Okay, and then the last thing is we can see we've got this kind of big section down the bottom here that we definitely do not need. So all I can do is just grab, I'll grab one of these original rectangles, one of these original ones back here, and I'll make a copy of that using just the Command J again. I'm actually going to just change the color of it to yellow, just for the sake of keeping it simple. I'll put it in front of everything else. I know I created a lot of layers here, but I've really just tried to keep it simple in creating the effect just by using the same angle. If you change the angle, things get really tricky. So we just use the same angle, one big shape lots of times, because I had lots of letters. If you have less letters, it's going to be easier. And then all I did was make it a tiny bit smaller just to fix up these kind of tricky bits here. Now I've just got using a big yellow one here to kind of basically create the effect that I've just trimmed this off. And the last thing I'm going to do is just get the words here, make them yellow, bang. And that's pretty much the effect. It's that. So now you guys know how to do it. I've showed you how to do it in principle. I've done it myself, and now it's up to you guys just to get out there and try some things. I honestly think that came out really good. What do you reckon? Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys really liked it. If you did, leave a like. As it says, subscribe to Jack Bing. If you like these texts, text tutorials, how to make different styles of text, then let me know in the comments and leave a like. That lets me know as well and helps out with the whole YouTube algorithm thing. But yeah, appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.